So I said that I was going to do this video a lot sooner than what I thought I was going to, so yeah. Welcome to a day of the most random life you could think of. Also called My Life is Weird. So, my life is weird with relationships, and you might be asking, how is an 18-year-old's life weird because he's in a relationship? It's because of how it happened. Now, without getting too much into my private life, and hers, somehow, one of my friends who unfortunately passed away on January 28th of this year, whenever I vanished for that little bit of time because, well, it hit me hard. I knew that guy ever since second grade. He invited me over to his table, which consisted of him and a couple of his friends, and the girl I'm dating now and her sister, who she doesn't consider a sister anymore. But I'm not going to get into that, and you can deal with it. After that, the person who brought me over there dated her first. Then another one of my friends who I met the very next year, not actually, I met him in 3rd grade, and then met him again in 7th grade, or was it 8th? It was 7th, because we forgot who we were, dated him, and then another person who I didn't know existed until 8th grade, dated her, and now I am. But that's not the weird bit. I made a vow not to date anyone till the cap and gown. Till the cap and gown, head down, books bound there. That's my way. I'll play what I'm doing later. But, yeah, I vowed not to date anyone until after I graduated. First of all, that's already kind of weird. You would think that a person would want to date somebody as soon as, well, not as soon as possible, per se, but whenever their hormones start acting up. My hormones started acting up, and I went fuck everyone and everything. Sorry for the bad word. But still. I just completely switched. And so, while most people were trying to go all lovey-dovey, I actually had a couple of freaking girls hit on me, and I looked them straight in the eyes and just went, no, we aren't doing this. We will never date, and you can accept it. But no, with this one, I have friends making fun of me for it. Family members making fun of me for it. I think I had some random strangers making fun of me for it. Hell, I had a person who knew about my YouTube channel, but didn't know me personally, but knew one of my friends, who told them about me, who also knew my YouTube channel. That's how they got to know each other. But they told them, my friend told them about me having a crush on this freaking woman. At the time, I didn't really have a crush. I don't really tend to get the whole entire, what's the word? Not platonic or romantic, but the other one. But that switches just don't exist for me. I can't just feel love just by, first sight. I can't do, first sight and then I'm in love. I can't. My brain don't do that. My brain has to get to know the person, get to know how they act, get to know when they act, and all that before I can even consider the thought of dating them. Now, funnily enough, I met the person that I'm talking about, my girlfriend, in 9th grade. Well, my girlfriend/best friend. There's an entire list. Because I had a cousin and one of my other friends basically being like, yeah, you should really get with this person. Meanwhile, I'm over here just like, huh, that might not actually be a bad idea. So in 10th grade, I explored my options. Again, still having the vow of I'm not going to date anyone until I graduate. And then I went, do I really see her in a romantic way? Could I see myself in a relationship with her? And quickly, that thought got shut out, and my whole entire, I really want to get to know this person, just left. I had a tendency of mixing up really wanting to get to know someone and actually loving someone. Don't ask, that's how my brain works, and I don't know how to explain it. And after that, I went until 11th grade. Same thing. I have a crush on this person, I think. A couple weeks go by. I think I just really wanted to get to know that person. Even though it was the same person who I already knew. 12th grade rolls around. You might be thinking that I'm about to say the exact same thing. No. 12th grade, for some reason, all of a sudden I started calling her my school mother. It was odd. She was my school mother. And so I never even thought of it in a romantic light. Until one day, May 16th, 2025. That was a field trip to Washington, D.C. During that field trip, for some reason, I refused to leave her side. I don't know what was up with my brain, but I refused to leave her side. After the field trip, at first I was sitting with one of my friends who used to date her, and then once we got to, I think it was Sheets, I told my friend that I was sitting with that I'm going to move back a seat and hang out with my now girlfriend, which at the time was my best friend. And so, we get there, we get out. I get ready to just, sit and talk for a little bit. And so we do for, I want to say, an hour and a half. All of a sudden, I feel something leaning on my arm. Literally, the picture you are seeing right now is what happened. I had no idea what to think. My immediate reaction for being an uncle was, I need to make sure she is okay. For those who don't know, I was an uncle the same year I was born. So my first instinct was making sure that she was okay. And, well, she was okay, but she was out. After a while, this arm started going numb. My friend in front of me that I was sitting with at first took a picture. The picture you already seen of her leaning on my arm. And so, I'm confused, surprised, but also a little bit overjoyed, because on the bus I took to go to a different school, whenever I still was going to school, a bus that I took to go to a different school, that school I got basically promoted from the back of the bus to the front of the bus. And whenever I say promoted, I more so mean I got told that if I didn't sit up there that I just was a bad person, and well, I just went, you know what, I'm bored. Let's change things up. So I got to sit next to the person who on the field trip I was sitting in front of. Next to him and his girlfriend. And so I keep, occasionally glancing over and just, occasionally I'll see that one friend, my one friend, just stare at me, and, flick his eyes over at her and just give me a nod. I knew what he was telling me right there. Right there he was telling me, you two are going to get together, aren't you? And me, I went... Because, again, till the cap and gown. Till graduation. And so, I'm purposely waiting till graduation to even think about asking anybody out, because I have things to worry about, like school, work, freaking family. And so, I have no part in this whole relationship thing. Until about a week goes by, then feelings redevelop. These feelings don't go away. These feelings last until the field trip that I just told you about. Hence the overjoyed. So, an overjoyed 18-year-old boy getting their freaking arm crushed. Okay, that sounds a lot worse on paper. But freaking having his crush leaning on his arm. Well, shoulder, but arm. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit all over the place. So, me being me, I went, no way. And you can see that in my face in that photo. I couldn't move this arm because that was the arm she was leaning on. I did not want to wake her up because, well, that's just part of who I am as an uncle. But my body went, protect her at all costs. If even a fly lands on her, you are dead. And so that was entertaining. And she fell asleep. The person in front of me fell asleep. And I want to say like 3 or 4 more hours went by. And I was out. No, wait, it wasn't 3 or 4 more hours. It was 3 or 4 more hours in my head. It was actually probably closer to like an hour. So all 3 of us are just out on this freaking bus. I don't know when, but the person in front of me woke up, took a picture, and then, like, sent it to me. And I wake up, because we're back at the homeschool by now. And I wake up and getting all my stuff ready. I see that the person in front of me sent me a picture. I told him that I'd look at it whenever I got to his vehicle, because he was the one dropping me back off at my house. Meanwhile, I'm over here just like, that was worth it. That was really much worth it. And then I took a look at the freaking picture, and then I'm just like, that wasn't worth it. I'm not going to show you that picture, because, well, reasons. Nothing bad happened. Get that out of your mind right now. Nothing bad happened. I just don't like whenever I show people a picture of me sleeping. So, I go to his vehicle, and he just looks at me just, dude, ask her out. And I say, no. He gets me home. The very next day, he is taking me back home again. His girlfriend told him not to let me leave his freaking vehicle until he dropped, until I freaking asked her out. I got free from that. Me and her get into a call hours later, and next thing I know, I'm getting the stare of, well, are you going to ask me out, or are we just going to sit here in silence the entire time? It took me, and I'm not even kidding, it took me 4 hours, or was it 4.5? 4 hours minimum to freaking go, I'm going to do it. So at, what, 10? 9? 10? At night, I built up the courage to put the words, will you be my girlfriend, together. It took me like 3 weeks. It took me like 3 weeks. Well worth it in the end. The fact that it took me that long honestly tells you I am not the romantic type. But it's slightly entertaining how my cousin knew, all my friends knew it was going to happen. Like, even my closest friends, who you actually seen on this YouTube channel before, on the Happy New Year's 2024, where that one girl, literally standing in this doorway, I don't know how well you can see it, standing in that doorway, said, "You're all gay," and then one of my favorite comments on that was somebody put, well, gay equals happy, so yes, we are all gay for the year of 2024. I really like that comment. But that's going off track. Literally, like, almost to a T, like, figured out when it was going to happen, I swear to him. His next question was, so when are y'all gonna kiss and who's gonna initiate it? I said the straight one. I'm not gonna go any further than this. She is bisexual, and all my friends think that I'm gay. The straight one is neither one of us. It's more so because I had no idea who was going to initiate it. It was yours truly, Doblin07, and yeah, I just got a message. I'll look at that in a second. I had no idea what I was doing. And so I'm just like, is this how you do it? In my head, I was trying to figure it out. And so I did the normal person thing and just prayed to God that I did it right. We are almost 4 months deep. I say almost because the 21st of this month, September, makes it 4 months. Which is kind of funny. My dad's birthday is a couple days before. My mom's birthday is a couple days after. Me and my best friend dating is in between those two. So that's really funny to me. I have no idea how it happened. How a man vowing to never date someone until after he graduated dated someone 5 days after a field trip. It was entertaining to me. I don't know why it was entertaining to me, but it was. So, if there's anything you learned from this video, if you're a boy, date your girl best friend. If you're a girl, date your guy best friend. Healthy relationships for life. Trust me. But, yeah. It was, in my book, really worth it. In her book, I'm pretty sure it was also really worth it, because her words, not mine. I am the one who treated her the best out of every single relationship she's been in. Do I believe it? Yeah, because I was in her life, and basically the one, quote-unquote, guiding her through the 4 relationships she was in before that. So, yeah. Or was it 5? 5 relationships. I think. Wait. Yeah, 5. And, by the way, I will be trying to keep this as unedited as possible. There will be snippets here and there, but I just want this to be like a normal conversation between 2 friends, so that's why there is a huge lack of editing. But, yeah, it is entertaining to me how a person who never dated anyone before is the person who people come to help with their relationships. That's something I'll explain another day, because I currently am just talking about my relationship. But yeah, I hope you guys like this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.